Hi, today is day 8 of the 30-day video challenge about remote working. In day 7, which was yesterday, we talked about how to manage virtual meeting or how to run a successful virtual meeting. Today we'll be talking about the type of HR policy that your organization has as it concerns remote working. I'm sure you know that as your organization goes through an evolutionary process of ensuring that some people work remotely and some people work in the office, or whatever style your organization chooses, there will be urgent need for you to update your human resource policy documents around remote working. And today I'll be talking to you about 10 vital areas you must pay particular attention to when it comes to policy changes. The first one is about eligibility. Who truly qualifies for remote working? This is a strategy issue for your organization, and also to an internal policy discussion you need to have. You need to decide whether it is based on people's position within the organization or the core function that they perform within the organization. Whatever it is the criteria is, it is important to clearly spell out who qualifies for remote working. That way, there is no confusion. Number 2, you need to state clearly when you want people to be available. So typically, most organizations do a 8 to 5 p.m. or 9 to 6, whatever your organization's company policy. It's important for you to still state when you want to see people available for them to be able to respond to the day-to-day work. If there is support resource, of course, some of them may even work late hours or they may run a shift. Whatever your company policy is regarding that individual, it's important for you to put it in black and white, since things have really changed because of this pandemic. Even if you're working in an asynchronous type of environment where people have the flexibility and the opportunity to respond to messages at different times, maybe sometimes days, it's important for you to state clearly the minimum turnaround you expect them to come back and say that they are present, or what you call a check-in. Something to say, look guys, I've not gone AWOL, I'm here, this is me. Number 3 is that you need to state clearly an SLA, a response time, when emails or things should be dealt with. I guess this will be captured in people's KPI, but it's important again for you to state what kind of response you're expecting. Not everybody are expected to respond immediately, but it's good for you to state it clearly. You also need to state how productivity will be measured. It is not for you to write clearly all what your KPIs are, but if there are amendments that needs to be made regarding how people who are working remotely will be judged, it's important to outline it. Tools, equipment will be bought for people. Sometimes some major changes will happen. If you give someone a laptop, give someone a modem, give them anything to make their job easy working remotely, it's important for you to capture it in that document and to tell and to also describe how it's supposed to be put to use. Naturally, what is expected is that the tools that you're giving for work is supposed to be meant for work purpose only. But if you are flexible for any reason at all, please kindly state it so that there is no confusion or there's no misunderstanding. You also too need to make some clear delineation as to what your minimum standard is about the working environment from where you want people who are working remotely to have. Whether they need to have good lighting, they need to be in a quiet area. You should not assume that they should know. It's good for you to state it so that tomorrow, if there is a misunderstanding or God forbid, you need to go legal, at least it will be clearly stated that you did actually capture this in your policy document. One thing I think people always complain about every time is about the issue of trust. So it's time for you to update your confidentiality document, explaining to staff that not only should they just abide by the standard confidentiality they have, but that they should do everything within their control to protect companies' information and documents from falling into wrong hands. So when they're working in a cyber cafe or in a place where people are, there's way they should either get screen cover so that people cannot see the kind of information that they're working on. But whatever details you want to capture regarding confidentiality, it's important for you to state it. It's also important for you to state that that people should try not to moonlight, right? Because the way we are now, we're also in a gig economy where people can actually multitask and do more than one work. If you are paranoid or concerned about it, please kindly state it in your HR policy. Number 8, you need to address any form of compensation or benefits that has accrued because you are making changes to your remote working plan, right? Because like I said in some of my previous videos, because of the challenges that people face working remotely, like paying for data, paying for power or alternative power like solar energy, or paying for fuel allowance, whatever form of allowances or changes that remote working has brought about, it should be clearly stated. Even though they could change later, but at least there should be an indication that it's being paid for and it's captured somewhere within the employee's contract, right? Whatever terms that has changed because of this remote working should also be stated. So we're talking about number 9 now. You need to clearly state that when people go remote working should not be punished. Since it's allowed within the organization and it's within scope, it's important to state what kind of work the person is doing now. Remember, most contracts that we had pre-COVID generally assumed for most organizations that they typically work from the office. So if this has not been captured, it's important for you to state clearly that this individual can work from home and can work in the office. And if there has been a clear change in strategy where you know the person may even end up working more remotely than physically coming to the office, it's important for you to state it now in their contract. Number 10, you need to have a compliance or a code of conduct document or clause within your HR policy, detailing things like how you have a dress code or policy regarding how people should appear so that you don't get embarrassed. Sometimes when people work from home, they can be casual in dressing, and if you take offense to that and it's not part of your company's policy, please kindly state it. How they behave on social media, how they conduct themselves, how they share information with other people when working remotely, everything should clearly be stated and easy to understand. I think with this 10 point I outlined here, it's important that if you've not made changes to your company's HR policy, that you should take the time now to do so. It's actually for your own good, so that way there's less argument where you're either trying to correct a staff when a staff is out of line, or where staff have doubt as to where the company stands regarding remote working. Tomorrow we'll be talking about how to hire people remotely. Yes, because the world has changed. Even though you would like to see everybody physically within your environment and you like all of them to come to the office, your business strategy may change or may evolve that will require you to have a resource that works purely remotely. So our next video will be about how to hire people remotely. If you like this video, please kindly click the like button and also to press the notification bell so that you can get up to date when next I upload a video. Till then, take care of you, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear the mask, and observe social distancing. We'll win this virus. We'll overcome this pandemic. Till then, cheers, bye.
3,